What up, ladies and gentlemen, Chen Chen here, bringing you guys another video. Today we are here back for another informative guide. Today's video will be focusing a lot about tempo, and you're gonna see throughout this game just the insane amount of minor skirmishes and battles that are especially in the higher of elos. Now, if you are in maybe iron to plat diamondish, you will not see a lot of what's happening here. This is D1 slash mastered elo, so a lot of these higher elo games will include these just these minor skirmishes that you're gonna see, and how important it is as a mid laner to enter them, and especially focusing a lot about Viego tips as well in this video. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash the like button, join the Crimson Pack by subscribing to the channel. Let's get right into the game. Alright, so as per usual, if there's a point in the video where, there's not a lot going on, I will be skipping over just so the video is not like the full 30-40-ish minutes of a game, and I can roughly make it to around 20 minutes. So in this video, like I was saying, it's how to keep high tempo. As a mid laner, especially Viego into melee matchups, you want to really keep the pressure, as you can see right here, against a Yone matchup. Now, in a lot of Viego versus melee matchups, you can find yourself actually punishing, especially in the earlier levels, and that's what you saw there, where I can literally just out-trade him and get him to 1 HP to where it's really hard for him to lane. And then once again, keeping high tempo, keeping high pressure, I am going to walk further than my minions to ensure that he cannot step up for any CS. Once again, going for a little bit of a small trade. Now right here, the wave is a little bit sketchy. If I was comfortable with my capabilities, I would obviously W, flash, Q, and then just kill him. But because of the early invade where I actually burned my ignite, I'm not gonna risk it. There's no reason to risk it, especially in this elo. Like, if you make one mistake, the game is pretty much over. So right here, Alistar goes for a play. It actually kind of fails, and then so that's actually a weird interaction with Viego. Sometimes if you kill someone, you will instantly take their body. As you saw right there, that's exactly what happened. And obviously when you take your body, especially under tower, this is why I recommend, especially with Viego and lower elos, try not to dive unless you have someone else tanking, because a lot of times you're going to get baited into taking bodies, taking possession, and you're actually going to be taking like 2 to 3 tower shots every single time. As you see right there, I end up dying, but overall the trade is perfectly fine. As you can see, we are ahead in CS and gold compared to Yone. So one of the main reasons why higher elo gameplay turns into a clown fiesta and turns into this very high tempo, lot of skirmishing, is because of the support. This is why support right now is pretty much the most broken role in the game. It's because they can dictate every single role as they have an insane amount of impact. And you're gonna see throughout this video, my Alistar is roaming everywhere, and Rakan tried to follow, but he actually failed a lot of times. Now, real quickly, I want to mention on that play, it was actually super unfortunate. Basically, whenever Yone uses his E like that, it's a very good sign to just go in. So obviously, right here, if it was a 1v1, I would win that extremely hard, but Rengar's just sitting there, which is actually insane. One thing I noticed about Rengar players is a lot of them actually don't gank mid for some reason. Like, probably because of the bush situation, the bush is very awkward for them to gank. So a lot of them just don't gank mid, so whenever I'm against a Rengar, I play as if Rengars won't gank me unless they're level 6. Unfortunately, right here, always expect the unexpected. He actually did gank me. If he didn't, great, I get the solo kill, huge tempo gain, and I'm pretty much just going to shit on this Yone. If he is there, unfortunate, not much you can do there. But so real quickly, I want to discuss a little bit about this matchup. Now, in my opinion, this matchup goes fairly even, but if you are ahead, you actually do win it extremely hard. Actually, I shouldn't say that. If you aren't behind, you're gonna win the 1v1. But if you are behind, like a 0-1 lead, and Yone is 1-0, this matchup just becomes really hard. Yone is one of the most honestly one of the most broken champs in the game as of currently. If you don't believe that, then you're quite frankly delusional. You're gonna see through this gameplay actually how many times I died to Yone just because of literally breaking logic. Like, a lot of the times I had more items than him, you know, I played better than him, and he still kills me, but we're gonna discuss that later on. As I keep mentioning, keeping higher tempo, we're able to kill him here. Really nicely done. Urgot TPs, like I said, high tempo. You know, a lot of TPs are gonna get used. A lot of these fights are actually gonna happen. Now, Urgot pulled the most craziest ult. I was not expecting that, but I do end up dying here. You can see that our jungle and support get a really nice kill. And moving back onto me. Now, real quickly, I want to talk about my build in case any of you plan on playing Viego. My rune page goes as the following. I go Conquer, Triumph, Coup de Grace, and Alacrity. Pretty much most of my games, and then secondary I go Resolve Tree 100% of my games. Resolve Tree is just super broken, and Domination keeps on getting nerfed. With that, I go most of the time go unflinching with either second win or bone plating depending on the matchup. Now, in terms of building path, I've been experimenting a lot. Previously, I used to go for the... Real quick, I want to talk about this play. I knew Rengar was there, and it was just so cringe. I knew it, but I knew it too late, and I ended up dying there, which is really unfortunate. It was just super obvious that Rengar was there, though. Anyways, as I was discussing, build path, I used to experiment with Bork into Immortal Shield Bow into full tank. It went pretty well, but I figured I actually lacked a lot of what Viego was trying to do in the team fights, so I swapped into more of a bruiser build with Bork into Kraken into Sterix, and this is going to fit really nicely into the upcoming item changes. So if you play Viego, this is definitely the build you want to go. Now, as you can see, it's 4v7. Rengar has spent a lot of pressure on mid lane, just sitting in this dang top brush, and I keep falling for it every single time because, as I said, a lot of times Rengar just don't gank mid. I don't know, this guy's weird or something. But it is what it is. Keeping high pressure. I see Yone is rotating. I see Rakan here, and I am going to go for the kill just because a kill is a kill, so I end up flashing. Actually, horrible timing, but I land everything and he is going to die. A lot of times you're like, Chen Chen, isn't that just not worth it? You burn so much for just the support. But keeping high tempo, I want to make as much plays as possible, especially with a champion like Viego. If you're playing a more scaling heavy champion, chances are that's not worth, but a skirmisher that relies on being ahead like Viego, those are 100% worth. I'm getting their support behind, and I'm getting myself ahead. So that's how you want to think about it. So right here, I had the opportunity to recall, but instead I see Rengar in our jungle, and that's super illegal, right? Keeping high tempo, keeping high pressure for the, especially mid lane. I am going to sack a whole wave for this, but most of the case, this is worth it. Guys, in a lot of situations, helping your team is much better than helping yourself. That's something you really got to get into the mindset of, especially in this season. It is extremely hard to 1v9 games, so you have to play for your team. You have to do what will benefit your team the most. Say I didn't rotate there, and obviously the wave was shoving in, so like, here, let me draw the situation out. So obviously the wave was shoving in, Yone shoved in, and Yone was starting to rotate. If I didn't rotate there and I was still farming here, Yone potentially could just change the whole fight and completely lose the game off of that. So I chose to sack a whole wave, go to guarantee my securance that Rengar's dead there, and it's just overall better. So once again, keeping high tempo, this is where I roam actually to bot. Because I already have mid shoved in, I get the first move. This is very important. You're going to see exactly how this plays out. I see that Urgot already TP'd, so I know this is going to be a big fight for us. Luckily, my team's already winning it, but I'm able to impact the fight as well. Basically pick up Yone, transform into Yone. I can't really get anything, and I also realize I'm taking towers, so I simply retreat back. Guys, rotating there, if I didn't rotate, once again, Yone potentially could have gotten a lot more than obviously just dying and inting. because I chunked him out before he actually entered, which is just super impactful. And all of these small details matter when you're trying to play the tempo game. You can see the game is 6 versus 14. We are obviously winning, and that is a lot due to just how high tempo the game is and how everyone is doing their job and maintaining that high tempo. Alright, just a small trade. We are able to get Yone's flash, which is pretty good. The whole team is mid lane, in which you really don't have to do much. Ideally, I should be bot lane here. But because I see the wave is so deep into their side, I'm not really forced to go down there as of currently. So I'm just going to stay grouped with my team. If there's a fight that breaks out, I want to be there as fast as possible, and I want to impact the fight, obviously. So we can see I shove in, and my team already got the kill on Urgot, so I don't have to do anything. I'm going to get for some turret plating, and right here is where I actually die. Like I said, guys, Yone is a very balanced champ. I pressed tab. I was like, okay, I have a full item with ninja tabbies. There's no way he's gonna kill me with this budget-ass build. But that is my bad. He has his full item, Berserker's Grief, his full power spike, and his champion is super balanced, so he actually just 100s to zeros me there with 0 counterplay. My bad, guys. So as I was saying, I think it happens again this game, which is just like, I guess it's a mislap or just wrong judgment, I guess. In most cases, if that's a different champion, there's 0 chance he one-shots me there, but it is Yone, and I do actually end up dying there. Small mistakes. You know, I'm only human. I will make these mistakes. I made quite a bit of mistakes this game, obviously with the 2 Rengar ganks, and then with the solo death there, which is, ideally you don't do them, but I'm kind of making it up for my team just by being in these skirmishes, being in these fights first rather than Yone, and a lot of times I'm actually able to impact more than him. As you can see, I am sitting on more gold than him, 200 more gold and more CS, so it's not the end of the world. Right here, not an ideal situation to fight. Let's see what happens here. Not much, actually. They actually end up going here. I flash ult for the Rengar, transform into Rengar, kill Rakan. Absolutely beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Now, normally when you look at this game, you're like, alright, it's super one-sided, game should be already over because of the high tempo that my whole team has presented. But, actually, we did make some throw plays, and it allowed them to kind of come back into the game, not fully, but just a little bit, that we're going to get into later on. But you can just see the power of tempo, ladies and gentlemen. If I wasn't pressuring, you know, the points that I pressured in this game, we would not be as ahead as we are. And also, this comes into the fact that my Olaf and my Alistar kept high tempo as well. Because they kept high tempo, I should be following rather than just, you know, farming and playing my own game. Because obviously, if they're keeping high tempo and the enemy counteracts it, we're gonna lose the game. So I have to be there as well. Now I'm gonna pick up top lane. So as I was saying, we did make some throws. This is the very first throw where my team simply fought without me. There's no reason to fight when we literally win every single 5v5. A little unfortunate, but, you know, this isn't like high challenger where, you know, there's going to be very minimal mistakes. This is still towards Masters Elo where a lot of people are still going to, you know, do these mistakes. And we might lose Baron. I don't think we do, actually. So because a lot of us are dead, I am going to get mid-wave first just because we are outnumbered. Now I see that we're TPing, so we are actually able... No, I think we get this Baron here, actually. They threw... So we threw and then they threw, which is kind of funny. I get a beautiful ultimate here into just killing Rengar, and this pretty much secures Baron for us, which is really clutch. If Rengar wasn't dead here, he could potentially flip the Baron and once again going back to throwing. So now I kind of started my channeling recall there, but because 4 of them was dead, I chose to get the tower. Once again, going back to high tempo. When 4 of them are dead, they cannot contest us splitting the tower. Thus, I should not be recalling there. I wanted to recall because I get my item, but I can get a free tower plate or tower as well before getting my item. So just some small macro decisions there. Now I am extremely strong, guys, with 2 items, have an insane amount of damage with my Bork and Kraken. Now this is where I actually start throwing. I made a pretty large mistake here where I am going for this ward. And unfortunately, Yone is very balanced. And then Kaisa also walked at a very, very weird angle. And we pretty much almost get ace there. Now, once again, Yone is very balanced. He has a survivability item. And he's straight up one-shotting me. It is truly insane. But, happens. So that's just a small throw, I guess. Actually, I shouldn't say small throw. That literally got them back into the game. But Set's getting a good amount as well. And then Set dies here, which is really unfortunate because it is soul point and we do want to fight for it. But this fight went a little bit awkward for sure. So I am able to dodge out on Ash Arrow. So unfortunately, Olaf actually gets caught out. And we basically just have to give this Drake. Like I said, that was just a really wonky fight because we're going into that fight knowing it's a 4v5, which is really, really hard. And then obviously the throw point earlier where I got caught and Kaisa got caught. So we just have to give that, which is really unfortunate. We see that they're pushing up. Can't really do anything about it. We're just gonna shove. Now, as Viego, I use my E to, I think we lose this fight pretty hard. Do we? No, I actually get a really solid burst onto Urgots, and I'm able to completely change this fight. Yeah, so guys, I made some throw games, or I made some throw plays, but I also made some carry plays. Obviously right there, bursting Urgot was super essential. As I was saying, as Viego, you want to use your E to pretty much scout. So if I didn't use my E, I literally would have got caught there again, which would have been pretty bad. But I used my E to scout. I knew they were all there, and I got the hell out and basically won the fight off of that. So we're able to get 2 inhibs, which is really good, and we see that Baron is about to spawn, so we're gonna play for it. Now at this point, I have my 4 items. I have my 3 core items with my armor boots. I am insanely strong. And actually, Urgot straight up, or not Urgot, but Yone actually just straight up one-shots me in a fight that you're gonna see later on, which is, God, I love this game. It is really good design. You're gonna see it pretty soon. Because my team's going for Baron, which is a proper call because my set picked off Ashe and there's so many people bot. I'm scouting around, making sure I'm ready to kill Yone, because obviously I have what, 4 items compared to his like 2 items, right? I have 3 main items compared to his 1 item. So I missed my ulti, but he straight up just, yeah guys, he has a survivability item. He has Immortal Shield Bow, Berserkers, and then he just has IE components. I literally have insanely broken items. And I straight up lose it with Ninja Tabbies. I can't be bothered. I cannot be bothered. It happens, man. It happens. So we end up getting the Baron. It's not the end of the world. I did zone him out. Maybe he could have gotten a good ult and maybe turned that fight. Probably not, but either way, still zoned him out of the Baron pit. And we are going to play for Drake here. Actually, no, we just end the game off of this play. I see Rakan is going on my ADC. With Viego, your main goal is to go for a pick, right? So Rakan is obviously the immediate pick that I can get. I kill him, transform, and we basically just win the fight off of that. Beautiful, beautiful. And that is the game. Ladies and gentlemen, this is High Elo. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you desire to climb, these are the type of games you are going to enter. Now, if you are a player with completely no map awareness or just no understanding of wave manipulation, skirmishing, how to win these type of team fights, you are going to struggle in this elo, and you're actually going to struggle starting from diamond as well, because you will start getting these really just clown fiesta skirmishes in diamond and above. So that is the game. Hopefully you guys learned something about tempo this game, maintaining high tempo and making sure that you're able to be at the fight before your enemy based on keeping high tempo. Basically allowed us to win this game because we had so many throw plays. Imagine if we didn't have high tempo, we would have lost this game easily. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash the like button, join the Crimson Pack by subscribing to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Chen Chen out.